Wing foiling is a hard sport to learn. In order to look like this, you first have to go through a lot of this. In this video, I'm going to share 5 tips I wish that I knew when I was learning to wing foil. Let's get into it. Hey guys, Blaise here with West Coast Wing Foil. Thanks for tuning into the channel. For some great resources like my Ultimate Foil Resource Document and other tutorials like my video on how to repair your foil, make sure to visit westcoastwingfoil.com. It's hard to summarize all the things that I wish I knew when I was learning to wing foil in just 5 tips, but I wanted to focus on the tips that I feel made the biggest difference when it comes to learning to wing foil. The first, and in my opinion, the most important thing that you can do to help yourself when you're learning to wing foil is to choose a bigger board. I try to mention this in almost any tutorial video that I create because of how much of an impact it makes and how many people try to take the shortcut and start with a smaller board that end up just struggling on the water and just having such a frustrating time. The golden rule for board size is to get a board that has a volume equal to your weight in kilograms plus 40. So if I'm a 175 pound rider or 80 kilograms, I'll get a board that's a minimum of 120 liters. By doing this, I'm gonna have a board that I can actually stand on, get my balance even when there's a bit of chop on the water, and start practicing catching wind and getting up on foil. If I get a board smaller than this, I'm probably gonna be spending more time just trying to get on my board than I'll be actually spending most of my sessions just falling in the water and trying to balance and not actually spend time practicing getting moving and getting up on foil. For more information on board size and things to consider, definitely check out my complete beginner wing foil tutorial that you can find at westcoastwingfoil.com or on YouTube at youtube.com/@westcoastwingfoil. Tip number 2 is a question a lot of people ask me when they're looking to buy a wing foil board. There are a lot of wing foil boards out in the market, and people often ask if an inflatable wing foil board is as good as a hard board. The simple answer is no, but maybe. I guess that's not exactly simple, but let me explain. Inflatable boards are great for a lot of reasons. They can deflate and pack away really small, they are really stiff and almost feel like a hard board, they are light, and they are great if you're traveling because then you can just break it down and carry it a lot easier. It takes way less space when it's deflated than a hard board obviously does. But for me, this is a big but. They don't perform as well as hard boards for a few different reasons. Inflatables, I find, stick to the water a little bit more, making it more difficult to get up onto your foil in lighter wind conditions. They aren't quite as stiff as hardboards, so you're not going to get as good maneuverability and reactivity to your input. And personally, I actually find it more annoying to have another piece of gear that I have to set up when I arrive at my spot. I just want to grab my board and put on the foil and get out there as fast as I can and not have all this extra time spent trying to inflate the board and having that additional setup time. If you're a beginner I think you can definitely get away with inflatable board and be totally happy with it for however long it is till you're ready to progress to the next level. But if I'm answering the question, is an inflatable board as good as a hardboard? Then I definitely have to say the answer is no, it is not when it comes to performance. So if some of the reasons that are good for inflatable boards, like compactability, packing it up small and traveling, are something that you're looking for, you're going to be happy with that in inflatable, but my recommendation, still stick with the hardboard because to me, it's better for a number of different reasons. Tip number 3, I got a lot of people telling me that they have been out 6 or more sessions and they still just can't seem to foil. Now, most times this is because they probably have a board that's just too small for them. Like I said before, if you can't comfortably balance on your board, it's going to be really hard to progress or even learn to foil. I also have people tell me that it's just too rough or choppy for them to balance on their board. If this is the case, a bigger board, again, is just going to make it so much easier. So if a bigger board is still truly, or your board is truly big enough for you, and you can balance on it and you're still struggling to get up onto flight, there are 2 potential things that can help you. Getting a bigger foil or getting a bigger wing. The bigger the surface area of your foil's front wing, the more lift that you're going to generate at lower speeds. The bigger your hand wing, the more power that you'll generate, allowing you to go faster, propel you forward, and get to the necessary speed required to get up on foil. So if you're having trouble getting up on foil and have access to a larger front wing, definitely consider trying that out. I have a suggested guide for wind speed and your weight to help you choose the right foil. Just visit westcoastwingfoil.com to download the foil resource, and it also provides a ton of additional information to help you progress as a rider. Tip number 4 is related to tip number 3. If all your gear seems right and you're still struggling to get up on foil, the most important thing you can do is to stick with it. Wing foiling is a hard sport to learn. The majority of people I know who started out, including myself, were just surprised at how difficult it was, even if you had prior board experience. Every session you go out and feel like you're not making any progress, I guarantee that you are. The best thing that you can do to progress at wing foiling is to spend more time on the water. You're understanding the wind, you're feeling the board, you're making mistakes over and over again until your brain is finally correcting those mistakes. Your body and mind are just learning all the time. The best advice to anyone learning to wing foil is to keep going, and you will get up on foil. And you will get to a point where you're comfortable on foil. I have a video that gives you a sense of my full progression that you can watch at westcoastwingfoil.com. But everyone's timelines are different, so just remember to stick with it, keep going, and eventually you're going to be getting up on foil. The most rewarding part about wing foiling is that it is a challenge, and it is a challenging journey. It's a super difficult sport. This makes the reward of flying on your foil just that much more rewarding. The last tip that I wanted to leave you with is to always travel and commute with your board in a wing foil travel bag. Wing foil boards are extremely susceptible to hard and sharp objects. A very minor bump on a wall, a door, or a handrail can inflict enough damage for your board to take on water. I never used to use a wing foil bag, and I sustained more damage to my first wing foil board just carrying it literally into my house from my car than I did on any session on the water. I've got a great wing foil bag recommendation that you can find at westcoastwingfoil.com. You can also watch a video about the bag and why I really like it and how I took it on a trip of mine to Maui and how it worked really, really well. Having a wing foil bag is going to ensure that your board isn't going to sustain any unwanted damage, and it gives you a much easier way to just haul all your gear from one spot to the next. It's also extremely handy if you're going to be traveling any further distances or going on an airplane, because you're definitely going to need that if you are.
No? Oh yeah?
Maybe we don't.
Pull it out?
What about
And that is it for this video, giving you 5 tips that hopefully help you on your journey to progressing as a wing foiler. I hope you found these tips helpful. All the videos that I create on this channel are aimed at making your journey as a wing foiler a little bit easier. If you're looking for new gear, repair kits, or accessories, please consider browsing westcoastwingfoil.com. Anything purchased from the site or affiliate links that are connected help fuel this channel and allow me to create more content that hopefully helps you and foilers like you looking to progress at this sport that I love so much. Thanks again for watching, wishing you good wins, and look forward to seeing you out on the water.